In our previous video, we gave you guys all the big things that happened in our lives in 2021. It was a lot. Now, what we want to do for you guys is give you guys a list of our goals for 2022 and what we're going to get done. Chelsea, are we going to get it all done?
I sure hope so.
Probably not, but I'm sure there'll be extra things to do.
I can think of a few already.
I'm sure she can. Let's get to the list.
Alright, a really exciting and fun goal that we have for 2022 is hatching out our own chicks. We are hoping that this chicken right here is a rooster. We are pretty sure that he is. And if he is, then we will attempt to hatch out our very own chicks. If not, we will get some hatching age and hatch it out that way through an incubator. But hopefully some baby chicks coming this spring. What do you think, buddy? You're
Alright, one of our other goals that we have going is that we need to finish the master bedroom. As you can see, we still have purple walls going on in here. We still have the popcorn ceiling, and you can see we still have carpet where we'll be switching to that vinyl flooring. One reason this has not been done yet is that when we renovated the house back when we first started doing renovations, we wanted to keep one room for the girls to be able to be in and play in while we were demoing and remodeling the rest of the house. So we took a hit on our own bedroom, but that'll be getting done hopefully this winter.
Alright, another goal for 2022 is to start our own garden. This is something that I have wanted for a very long time and I'm so excited. I have been envisioning a beautiful garden filled with everything that we eat. I am looking forward to the day that we can reap our harvest and just be eating from what we grow. Hopefully this will be where our garden goes. I would love to have our back corner of the yard fenced off with a luscious garden. So since we are a few months away from spring, this is the time that we're going to start planning. We're going to start figuring out what we want to plant, when to plant it, and get everything situated so that when spring comes we are ready to go.
A lot of building to do this year. Another thing that we're going to hope to get done and one of our goals will be to build a better coop for the chickens. Right now this is just a used one that we were able to get fairly cheap, and it's not going to be their long-term coop. Just like how people don't have like, oh, this is my forever home. This isn't their forever coop. I have plans in the making already for what kind of coop that I'm going to be building them, so stay tuned for that video because it's going to be a cool coop.
Another goal for 2022 is that I would love to get some fruit trees in here. I'm not exactly sure what fruit trees we want, but I know I at least want some apple trees, possibly a pear tree, but I would love to have like a mini orchard in the yard somewhere, and that way we can go out and pick out our own fruit, and it is a gift that keeps on giving for years to come.
Another big project that we want to take on this year will be to clear some of this land, especially with the land here right behind me. We would love to get that land cleared out and push this fencing back and to give us a bigger yard fence then so that we have more rooms to make our garden, or to get the chicken coop here, or to let the chickens free range and give more room for the dogs. So clearing some of this land and opening up our fencing so that we have a bigger backyard is definitely a big project that we want to do this year on this list.
Alright, if you've been here or watched any of our videos before, you know that a goal of mine has been to create a pantry in our kitchen. So we got the first step of getting our upright freezer, and now in 2022 we are going to figure out our system of a pantry, which is going to go right here. I'm in the works of creating what I hope to have and get the shelving and cabinets, and so hopefully in 2022 we can have our full pantry in our kitchen here and built and looking good.
One of our next big goals this year that we want to accomplish, get them free ranging and out of sight of this run. We want to be able to give them a bigger space, give them more land to graze, and search for their bugs. So that's definitely one of our big things that we want to get for these chickens.
Goal for 2022 is to make a plan of how we are going to be self-sustainable here on our land. So that means figuring out where our meat and dairy is going to come from long term, whether or not we would like to grow that here, or if we find local farms that will be helping us produce that. I'd really like to have a plan of kind of zeroing in on where we are getting our food. Rather than going to the grocery store every single week, I would like to bring it closer to home, whether it's in our local community or our backyard.
Alright, another project here in 2022 is to build a gate for our fence. This is my makeshift gate for the time being. As you can see, it's not convenient. I can't move my mower in and out to the front yard to the backyard, so it's really not convenient. So this is definitely something we're gonna have to get done here in 2022 so that we're able to move freely within this fence. We'll probably put a small gate to the back and then maybe a small gate on the other side of the house, but this is our big gate that we need to do so we can move the lawnmower back and forth. That's another project to get done.
Another big project we have for 2022 is to make this third bedroom Theo's room. Right now, as you can see, it is just basically the girls' playroom, but we really want to create a cute little boy's room for Theo. That way, when we transition him from our room to his room, that he will have somewhere to call his own.
Another goal in 2022 will be to finish a lot of odd and end projects that we have throughout the house. I have to put some shoe moldings down in the girls' room. I gotta finish a transition piece in the girls' closet. I have to finish a lot of moldings put up all throughout the house. There is a hole in our front screen that I'll have to put down a new screen. Our back door is missing a whole screen sliding door. So there's a lot of odd and end projects throughout this whole house that to try to make sure we clean it up. All those things are fixed and looking nice so that you don't just have to keep looking at a lot of misdone projects throughout the house.
Alright, in 2022, a goal of mine is to have at least a 3-month food supply on hand in case of an emergency. I hope to have an emergency plan for our food and water and our electrical source in case there was an emergency.
Another thing in 2022 that you gotta get done this year is get these dogs used to these chickens back here. Right now, our hardest time is with this one right here. This is our Wheaton Terrier. We've had her for about 5 years. But she really does have the hunting dog instincts inside her, so hopefully she doesn't eat a chicken in the making. But that's a goal, is to make sure that we can get them so that they are accustomed to them and they can both coexist without any problems.
So another goal that we have for 2022 is to be spending more time outdoors. I really want to instill in our children that it is important to get outside to spend time in nature. So I don't know if you've heard of this, but there is a challenge to spend 1,000 hours outside in 1 year. And this year, we are going to try to accomplish that. So, if it sounds like fun, join us in that challenge. We're looking forward to making some beautiful memories outside, having fun, just getting our hands in nature with our kids.
2022, also me and Chelsea want to sit down and start our business plan of how we want to develop this homestead. One of our big starter points that we have is our chickens, but we like to grow and develop and figure out what kind of business model that we want to do to really get that thing going. Whether it's starting with trees or doing the garden with fresh produce, getting ducks. We don't know exactly just yet, but we want to try to sit down and figure out what that plan is going to look like and try to get some of that started here this year.
Alright, a big goal of mine in 2022 is to minimize and simplify the clutter in our home. This has been something that has been bothering me ever since we have moved in. We are just kind of a hot mess over here with all of our stuff, and I want to find better systems to put our stuff away, to really just have a system of organization that works for us and that we can stick to. So we're going to be implementing new systems that are going to be easier to maintain and overall just be less stressful for me and Tom having to pick up our stuff and our home just being clutter-free, which is exactly what we're hoping to attain in 2022.
In 2022, another thing we want to accomplish is growing a bigger following here on YouTube. So what that means for us is studying how our videos are doing, making sure we're putting effort into the editing, make sure that we're looking into what you guys really want to watch and see, and taking that into account. So keep growing this channel, and instead of making it into like a hobby, it's turning it into one of our full-time jobs here with us, working hard.
Alright, in 2022, another goal is to make our home feel cozy. Ever since we have moved in, we have been changing little bits here and there and making this home feel like ours, like adding our picture frames and our plants. But as the year continues, I'd really like to add more touches of us into our home and just really make it a place that we love being, making it cozy. Basically what I'm saying is that I'm trying to be good at homemaking, and I just want to make our home cozy and to be a good homemaker.
Alright, and here in 2022, one of the goals that we are getting closer to coming to, it will be hopefully making it to our 1 year of being here on YouTube. We've been at it now for about 7 months, but as soon as we hit May in 2022, it'll be 1 year that we've been on YouTube. That'll definitely be a big accomplishment based on the fact that it was something that we set our minds to stay consistently posting here and trying to see what we can do to make it into a business for us and our family. And it'll be a big accomplishment. We're going to make sure that we hit that accomplishment coming in May. So another goal coming around the corner.
Another goal of ours in 2022 is to create our family culture. And what I mean by that is to really get serious about what we value as a family and make sure that we are implementing that here at home, and that every decision that we make is based on those values. So I really want to get intentional with Tom and just sit down and have some long, hard talks about what we cherish as a family, making sure what we're doing with our children and our holidays and our decisions all coexist within our family values. Alright, so our last goal for 2022 is that no matter how hard things get or what life throws at us, that we're going to continue trying to tackle all these goals here that we listed for you today, because we realize that if we just keep going a little bit at a time, that we do achieve what we are hoping to. It just takes some time.
She's kind of telling me that one, I think, just for me. To make sure that I don't quit on the stuff.
That's not true. We both have had a hard time with being consistent with things that we really wanted, but we have seen that if we are consistent, big things do come out of it. So that is our goal, to just be consistent, keep trying, and don't get discouraged at the little things.
Uh-oh, little pink pom-poms showing up. Can you tell everybody we'll see them in the next video?
See you in the next video.
Woo!